Very good morning, everyone. Okay, that's a lot of low energy. It's the first thing. Oh, thank you. The first thing in the morning. So I presume you all had breakfast and came here. It's going to be a long day. So can we do a good morning once again? Good morning. Right. Perfect. Thank you. So keep that energy because not because you have a long day, but trust me, there's a lot to consume. Right. So we have amazing guest of honors today, and I've seen the program. It felt like I have to learn a lot by just sitting there. But fortunately or unfortunately, they told you will be starting. So I said, okay, fine. Let me go with that. All right. So it's really happy to be here, standing amid this amazing crowd, energetic crowd, and it's a nostalgic moment to me. It's just been less than a year. I've been like this a student at IIM Bangalore, coming back to that academic hustle, right? So after working for 16, 17 years, I took that hard call in my career to take a break, go back to school, right? So I can completely imagine what you are going through. It's just day one, so hang on, 2 years, all right? Perfect. So I can sense, I mean, I was told by Dr. Shinu that we have a good mix of 30 batch here, 30 regular students and 30 executive program members here. With the raise of your hand, show me who are the regular members here. Perfect, perfect. You're all sitting in the back benches. Yeah, perfect. All right. All others, I presume, are the people for the executive program. Wonderful. That's a good mix. Okay. So I am looking forward to very briefly touch base on some of these buzzwords. How many believe these are buzzwords? AI, cybersecurity, business analytics, cloud. Do you still think these are buzzwords? I'll ask these simple questions, close-ended questions, yes or no. You can say. I'll ask you to raise hand. Are you okay with that? Perfect, perfect. So how many of you think these are buzzwords? You can say yes, no. There are no right or wrong choices. Yes, you think these are buzzwords? Okay. One person said these are buzzwords. How many more? Don't feel shy. Come on, open up. These are buzzwords. I see 3, 4 nods. Any more? Feel free. There is no right or wrong here. No gifts. No, I'm not giving you anything. Now, if you are doing really great, I'm sure Shino ma'am will do that for you by end of the program. Okay, so these are buzzwords definitely. I believe the same until last year. Right? But you have to know this. The things are changing at such a fast pace that these are not buzzwords anymore. These are something that are consumed by the industry, and believe it or not, each of us are influenced by this, right? So the economics of the world, the economics of the business, the efficiencies of the business are completely influenced by these buzzwords. So should we stay out of it and possibly think still this is a buzzword, or should we adapt? We should adapt, right? So some of you nodding head, you are right. I was there. No, nothing wrong there. I was there thinking that I don't think I can catch up with the buzz that is happening. I was observing from a distance what is happening in the industry, how our dynamics are changing. You know why that happens? I'll very briefly touch on this. I was told 30 to 45 minutes. I'll try to wind up early if possible, including Q&A. Okay. When my professor, Dr. Abhay Ojha, Department of Organization Behavior and HR, brought up the Kruger-Ross change curve. I'll simplify it for you. There is a change curve that has 7 simple steps. When something new is being introduced, right, the first thing that happens first is shock, frustration, anger, experiment, adapt, and integrate. This is the cycle that happens. So exactly this is what is happening in the industry right now with AI. This happened with computers 4, 5 decades ago, internet 2, 3 decades ago with AI in the current decade, right? Further simplifying, something like this comes and we are all like, this is not for me, putting in simple terms. Then we'll see, can we adapt to this? We'll upgrade, we'll upskill, we'll enhance ourselves, we'll get used to it, right? Then we'll adapt completely. We'll integrate into our daily lives. Should I give you an example? The touchscreen mobiles. We started using touchscreen for like maybe a decade. Before that, we were very comfortable with the QWERTY keypads, the Blackberries, the phones, right? We were using those phones, Nokia phones, replacement for hammers, right? Aren't we? Right. So that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So that's what the change cycle will happen for every evolution, and this is where we are. Okay. Now that I have your attention, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Divakar, and my intro is already with you. Okay. So I'll quickly move on with what I have for you. All right. So I have thrown some logos in there to give you a gist of where I worked in the past. Okay. So 18 years, that's my total career span. And the last three logos in the bottom, I think IMB, apart from IMB, NASCOM and T-Hub is where I'm actively contributing to the startup ecosystem. I'm looking at the founders building something for the futuristic or future technologies, emerging technologies. Multiple use cases are being evaluated, right? So all that is happening. I'm close to that innovation, and the school I attended last time in Bangalore is what it is. This is the only slide about me. The rest of all the slides are about you. Okay, are you with me? Yes. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Coming to the first buzzword. Do you still believe these are buzzwords? I hope not. Okay, so there are no nods across it, which is great. Trust me, this is going to change our lives, and this is going to touch a lot of other dynamics that are in the world, whether it be efficiencies, automations, and all that. So let's look at what artificial intelligence. Trust me, I'll not talk about the technology, neither the nuances, because we have amazing faculty members, mentors. I spoke with some of them and I realized I don't even deserve to talk about these technologies. Trust me. They are going to bring amazing curriculum, amazing pedagogy, deep research. I think there are projects lined up for you all, and you will experience this hands-on, firsthand, right? So I'll talk about the other nuances of it, which will give you a different feel, open up your brain to consume it. Okay, that's what I'm aiming towards for all the 4 domains I'm talking. So let's look at artificial intelligence. This all started off late. We are seeing artificial intelligence, but artificial intelligence is made up of several other things like math. We were talking about neural networks this morning in doctor's cabin, right? Neural networks have been taught in universities for at least 3 decades, right? Machine learning, we were using machine learning in cybersecurity for various things, right? So for at least 2 decades, machine learning has been around. But why all of a sudden a lot of buzz around artificial intelligence? Where artificial intelligence is made up of these elements, these components. Why do you think? Any answers? No right or wrong? LLM ability, GPT, okay. Generative pre-trained transformers, okay. Any other answers? Availability of the data. Availability of the data. Data had been lying there. Yes.
It's there, but no of the company has
so much
of amount of that.
Perfect. Great example. I think he's talking about availability of data, more structured, more polished, available for processing, right? GPT, data. What else? Why artificial intelligence?
The cost.
Reduce the cost. Of course. We'll all be wiped out, right? Yes. What else? Why artificial intelligence? What do you think? It is there, but why sudden buzz about it? Okay, let me give you something. While the data, LLMs, GPTs, efficiencies are always there, the way we interact with the systems has changed. Simple. No rocket science there. Earlier, we were going on to Google and searching for things. Today, you prompt. Yeah, maybe you have to get better at prompting, but with the prompt, one of these GPTs or LLMs is actually providing you a very simple, curated response that you're looking for, which might take manually weeks for you to put together. Are you with me?
Yes.
Agree with that? So some large organizations started working on these generative pre-trained transformers and the responses that we are getting today for the past 1 decade, and they have been successful in the last couple of years. Meta, OpenAI, Microsoft Copilot, a couple of other larger brands. They have introduced these GPTs, which made our lives much simpler, right? And today we are at the cusp of possibly reinventing those. The pace at which this is happening is weeks. Earlier it used to be years, decades to years, years to weeks. It has come. So we have seen about the DeepSeek. Maybe last couple of months, it's been a thing, right? DeepSeek has been much faster, right? on the existing hardware, because we are also talking about some of the hardware which has to catch up. But DeepSeek is able to do something with the existing hardware. Then came a week after that, or a couple of weeks after that, Manas, right? So you're catching up with all these, right? Understand what these are doing, what these models are doing, what these new structural models are doing. They are basically implementing much faster ways of churning the data and getting you the response that you're looking for. That's what is happening in the artificial intelligence, right? Okay. And in one of the stints in one of the organizations I worked, there is also pros and cons about here. Okay. There's a chance that if you're not implemented rightly or not built purpose for the specific use case of an industry, the efficiencies will also go down. I was talking to Dr. Simha this morning. In one of the large organizations, we have implemented a model and that was working at 55% efficiency. That's basically half cooked, right? So there is no point in building a model that gives you 55% efficiency. It has to be either close to 100% or nothing, which is much better. But 55% is, it's not going anywhere. So that's the downside of it. So use case evaluation, understanding the market requirement and building purpose solutions is a need of the hour. So when you're doing any project, potentially see what use case you're solving. Don't think the problem that you're solving is something that is needed by the world. If nobody purchases it, it doesn't go anywhere. That idea cannot be sold, right? So that's the age of artificial intelligence we are living with. I'll take a pause and see if there are any questions on artificial intelligence before I move on to the next domain. Any questions? Okay, hearing none. Feel free to ask questions, please. All right, cybersecurity. I can go on hours and hours on this, but trust me, I'll stick to maybe a couple of minutes because I'll not talk much about this. Trust me, I can carry on myself like anything. I'll keep it at a very surface level on cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is simple. No excitement in the room. I'll give you one more and you will be excited. Cybersecurity is highest paying job. Yeah. That's the glamour people follow and that's what they come for. But trust me, it all started with a couple of decades ago, doing the basic mundane jobs using the basic security layers. Right? Sandeep, it all started with network, right? Routers, switches, firewalls, the databases, concentrators, VPN concentrators. This is security. The basic security is built into these devices, these protocols, right? Routing, switching has all the security required. Then why are we looking at any advanced technologies, XDR, DDRs of the world? Cybersecurity became an ocean. I started my career with network security, by the way, and I jumped into analytics, I jumped into security operations, and a whole lot of other things, right? Why it became an ocean? Because the need again for data has increased. The dynamics of the business have changed. What once used to be traditional, legacy technologies are now becoming digital native. So anything and everything you do today is based on a bit and byte of data. For that, you need something to catch up with, something to secure. That's where the landscape has changed in terms of coming with latest layers of security, right? So we talk about application security, governance, risk and compliance, identity access management, security operations, architecture. So there are multiple streams within cybersecurity that offers different plethora of tools, technologies for you to get your hands dirty and learn security, right? However, don't just go with the glamour of high-paying jobs. It will also consume you. If you're not passionate, if you're not learning on the job every day, it will consume you. First 7, 8 years of my career, am I audible? The mic is disturbing. Okay, fine. I'll continue. First 7, 8 years of my career, all I was doing is tinkering with incidents day in, day out, 24/7. I was working in changing shifts each week. So 1 week I'm in morning shift, the other week I'm in afternoon shift, the next week I'm in night shift. Everything takes a little toll on your head, but I was really passionate about what I was doing. I was learning every day. So if that is the thought process, how many people in this room are with cybersecurity program? Wow. Okay, good God. Yeah. So think about learning every day. This comes with learning every day, learning what is happening in the industry, what is the latest technique, tactic, and procedure that a perpetrator or hacker is using. What are the different behavioral aspects? Combining all that, how do you save the business. The bottom line is, how do you secure the business and ensure the continuity of the business? Cybersecurity is not a technology that we live with. Cybersecurity is about supporting the businesses by ensuring or assuring the resiliency and continuity. Are you with me on that? Okay. Before I move on to next domain, any questions on cybersecurity? Okay, wonderful. Great crowd, no questions. I'm happy. All right, business analytics, what is it? Data again. A lot of data. Let me go back a couple of decades. There was a lot of data. There was structured data, there was unstructured data. People had to make a decision based on this available data. So they had to go through a lot of cycles to convert that into structured data. Okay, what is structured, unstructured? Simple terms, structured is your Excel sheet. Unstructured could be a Word document. Right. Anything in table is easy to process by a database. Anything in random structure, it's hard. It doesn't understand. That's how tables are written, right? In the software, in the backend, in the iOS, whatever software we are talking about, a structured data, it recognizes, it can process it. Unstructured is hard. Somebody thought, okay, we have to come up with some tool, some technology, some technique to process this data and make decisions for business. What decisions are these? Critical business decisions. Where to invest, what to invest, how much to invest, what to pick, what not to pick, what to operate on, what not to operate on. They called it business sciences and they called it data sciences. How many of you heard big data? Right? We are not hearing big data that much anymore because it has been taken over by other tools, solutions that are available. Tableau, Python, which are very interactive. You are playing with them each day, right? These are dynamic in nature. While big data rests in the back end, I think in the front end, you have these tools which are making it more glamorous for you to interact with, right? So real time, you have data that is, if you want to chart how your business is performing during the last quarter, what can I project for the next quarter? All the data is available at a fingertip on Tableau. If any of you did not try Tableau, please try it. You'll love it. How many analytics students in the room? Just one. We'll do one-to-one in that case. All right, I'll quickly move on. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm keeping up with my time. All right, cloud. How many of you thought we are actually uploading all the data to cloud when you first time heard about cloud computing? You thought about it, right? What is this cloud? Then only to our surprise, we realized it is actually somebody else, a data center or a computer. Right, we were living in a virtual world where we are not using our own compute, but we have dumb terminals, thin clients, which we are sitting in front of in some of the GCCs where you work, or you will be experiencing some of the regular programmers. You will be working in these centers where you are sitting on dumb terminals or thin clients, where the compute, the memory, everything rests in the data center. You are interacting with the dumb terminal and you're connecting in the backend with a server elsewhere. That's about cloud. Once I realized, it all became simple to me. Cloud computing is not a complex technology, but however, the hyper virtualization, the horizontal scaling, the vertical scaling had made it very complex. The environments are right now microservices and a whole lot of orchestrators. So imagine you creating a virtual machine for a specific job. Today, you can use it for multiple tasks. That's about microservices, right? So cloud is bigger than security. Cloud itself is becoming a cornerstone for business efficiencies. On top, if you combine it with, of course, cybersecurity, AI, analytics, you have a strong combination of all these technologies, right? So that's where we're heading towards. And cloud is going to play a vital role in terms of how we are going to transform our legacy technologies, move to cloud. I think some of the critical systems will still remain on-prem, but most of the workloads will be moving to the cloud. How many cloud members in the room? Cloud program members? Okay, just a couple of them. Must be online as well. Oh yeah, we have some people online. Sorry, I didn't get the response from you folks. Don't feel not included. We'll include you for sure. Given the challenges today, we are going with this. All right. So that's about the 4 domains. Let me surprise you further with something. Now that you have seen all these 4 buzzwords, 4 domains, or something that you are going to own and be consumed or consume, Few years from now, what if I told you, you will do either of one of these three things? You'll either do tech, you'll develop, you'll build systems, you'll architect, you'll code. With AI, forget it, right? You're not going to code much, but you'll be doing tech, right? Then once you are good with not just managing your own business, but also your peers, your colleagues, your friends' business, you're a leader, right? You're also responsible for your team. You're responsible for your organization. You understand the business and you sync with possibly putting together things, putting together systems, processes, workflows, frameworks in place. You are a leader, right? So anyone can be a leader. These are the two things. The last one, what do you think? This is a dogmatic place for many. Sales is not something that everyone will buy in because it's hard. But trust me, doing tech, doing leadership also you're selling. You're not realizing it. Sales is everywhere. You need tech and leadership for selling. That's what I'm trying to say. Right? You're selling each day something to your friends, something to your parents, something to someone, something to stakeholder. You're selling your idea. You're convincing somebody, you're influencing somebody. That is sales. So you will be doing one of these three. Nothing more, nothing less. Are you with me? Agree? Disagree? Perfect. Right? So tech, leadership, and sales, these are going to be something that you will do. Is there anything else apart from these three that you can think of that we will be doing? Not to my knowledge, my senses, I could think of. These are the only three things that we'll be doing. So that's why I had put there. But to do this, there is a lot beyond the domains, beyond the skill sets that we have to. So I'll show you what we need to invest into. I've carefully chosen my words. We need to invest in, right? We don't need to spend time or be there at it or anything. We have to invest. The very first thing is the mindset. We have to accept and acknowledge the Kruger-Ross change curve. Okay, let me simplify. We have to adapt, right? We have to go through the change. We have to look at those cycles. We have to see, is it in for us? Is it something that I can benefit out of? Is it something my business will benefit out of it? How many are GCC people in the room? Anyone working with any GCCs? Global Capability Centers. Which one?
Blue Bundes.
Come again?
Blue Bundes.
Blue Minds. Okay. Any other GCCs? Offshore centers? Okay. No problem. So you'll all be looking at different change cycles and GCCs. Let me give you a simple number there. By 2030, there is a projection that there will be 1,000 GCCs. Right now, we are in hundreds in the country, all the way from north to down south. Bangalore, Hyderabad being the major hubs for GCCs or offshore centers. We are in hundreds right now, and we are racing towards thousands and $100 billion exports that are happening. Right. So that number is going to increase. A lot of offshoring would still keep happening, increasing the number of people who are working with GCCs. But you know, one simple thing about GCCs or these businesses that are coming to India, they come to improve their efficiencies. They want to reduce the overall resource consumption in terms of manpower, cost, cloud, computer, whatever, and increase the business efficiency. The target for any GCC today, we can talk to your leadership team. The target for any GCC is reducing the number of or reducing the cost. So that's the North Star. That's the KPI they operate with. That's the major aim. That's the North Star for them. So these GCCs will continuously invest in mindset. They want us to look at the change that is coming ahead and adapt, right? But what are we doing about the mindset? Those of you in this room, amazing. You have invested your time. You have chosen a program, whether it be regular or the executive program members. You have realized the cost of it and you have invested in it. But most people don't realize it. So continue to invest in your mindset to understand what change is about to come and what we need to adapt. If something is done easily through adapting to AI techniques, please go for it. Because the sooner you are adapting it, the sooner you are benefiting out of it. If not, you will be replaced by somebody who is well trained in AI. Are you with me? Coming as a surprise, shocker, change curve. I warned you. All right. The second thing, the most important thing in my opinion, some of you, after spending 18 years, 15 years, 10 years, are in this room because you want to unlearn. You have worked in something and you want to unlearn and learn something new. Agree with me?
Yes.
Right? So unlearning is very important. You come with this predefined mindset or preconceived mindset that I know something, I know everything, I know this and that. Keep it to a side. Learn something new each day. Right? It could be the same program that you're working on. I have seen the curriculum. It's filled with a lot of knowledge, filled with a lot of nuances that will take your career much farther. Right? So invest in those unlearning and learn those new technologies, new skills, which is very much required. Are you with me? Am I putting you to sleep? Tea break is coming up, okay? Bear with me. Network. Okay, network is not the cybersecurity technology. I'm talking about networking, building relation. It's a hard lesson in my career that I've learned. Network to give, not to take. We network, we build relation, not because we benefit out of somebody, not because we expect something out of it. We have to give. Do that, and people will love what you're doing. They'll recognize your work, they'll acknowledge it, they want to come and work with you. Whether it be a workplace, a business center, wherever you're going in a community, attending a session, an open session, a startup ecosystem, or whatever. See how you can contribute to something of a value, how you can create impact, right? So that's the real meaning of networking. Network to give, not to take. Right? That's my mantra. And this is a hard lesson that came to me in my career, and I didn't look back. I look for ways to pay it forward. I give my time voluntarily to go talk to some of these people, learn what they are doing, understand what they are doing, how the world around is changing. Why? Because we are average of the people we hang out with. So please hang out with people who are thinking about ideas, who are thinking about future. Students, definitely, you have to hang out with each other to understand what strengths you come from, what backgrounds you come from, and what you can build. Right? How can you be better at what you're doing? Invest in that. Agree with me? Perfect. Network. Then soft skills, a whole lot of other things. It could be as simple as public speaking, debating, communication skills, writing better email. How many love reading a one-pager email? You love reading a one-pager email? Okay. How many love writing one-pager email? Do you love writing one-pager email? You do. Okay. Well, that's a great thing about writing. AI will replace it. But let me tell you, I hate writing long emails or long things. If you can simplify, there is an art. If you can simplify writing with simple sentences and talk with simple sentences, people will comprehend. People will understand. People will reciprocate. Okay, so next time, think about making the other person understand what you're saying, what you're writing. Just because we are great writers, we need not write always. No offense, but think about it. If you are able to do that, if you can hone that soft skill where you are actually able to make sense with just one liner and one sentence, your job is done. Don't over-process, over-engineer. We all come with this mindset that complicating things, flourishing things is. I've been there personally, let me tell you. I've been there a decade ago, and I realized in a hard way that simplicity goes beyond. Right? And I've learned it's a skill that comes over a period of time. You didn't just go back home and overnight you took a secret pill, did some meditation, and come back next day, write a small sentence. No, you have to put it into practice to write small. So all these soft skills go a long way, right? So if you have to sell your idea to your boss, your super boss in an organization, or to pitch to someone or anything, you require a skill to stand like this and speak, right? So join a Toastmaster club, and if this university has one, perfect. You have to take the advantage of being in that Toastmasters club. Get better at speaking. You can be a better leader, better orator. So these are all the soft skills I'm talking about. Please invest in them. Don't ignore them. Start early. Don't be me. I started after 10 years working. I realized, hey, I have to catch up a lot, and I started. Fortunately, I could do that, but that's not for everyone because the race is getting harder. Everyone is replacing you with AI. How will you replace? Right. So these skills will actually put you in a much better place. Right. So soft skills will go a long way. The next thing I need not talk much. It's about the personality. How many believe, no offense, but if you smell like a skunk, you'll be allowed into a boardroom. Let that sink in. So you have to own your personality. It's not about looking good, looking bad, and all that. No, it's about carrying yourself confidently. That's what I'm talking about. That's personality. So you will grow into senior levels. You will want to grow in your career. That growth will happen with a whole lot of things and a personality. Your leaders have to believe, your seniors have to believe that this dude can get things done. They have to bet on you. Only then they'll give you progression, promotion. Did anybody have a promotion without doing that? I don't think so. You are really good at your job. You spent years, but you'll not get promoted. Why? Because they don't believe in your capability. They don't believe, they don't bet on you that this guy can pull off or this lady can pull off. That will happen. This is corporate career. I'm giving you the reality of the world. Okay? Think it. Think with it. So work on your personality, work on your presentation, work on being good, smell good. You have to, trust me. People, no matter how much you preach, will judge a book by its cover. They will. The moment you walk into a room, they will judge you. If you're doing good, they'll judge you. If you're not doing good, you're going nowhere. You'll not be allowed into a boardroom once again. Right? So that seat comes with a lot of hard work, dedication, and a whole lot of skills put together. So don't lose it because you don't care about it. You have to. There is no exception to it. All right. So that's about personality. And last but not least, perpetual learning. Perpetual learning is simple. It's about investing time, dedication, commitment, consistency, and showing up each day to learn. So there is a French saying that goes by being there is half done. So you just need to show up sometimes, right? And the other half will happen. So just because today is Karnataka Bandh, you guys didn't shy away in showing up into this room, right? You somehow or other way you made it. Same way, wherever we are working, wherever we are putting together things, building systems, building credibility, you have to show up and learn. Invest in that continuous learning. Again, going back to my career, 9th or 10th year, I realized there are a bunch of certifications, trainings, programs that I thought I think I'll do, but I didn't. It took some time, but I realized, and since 2017, each year I have been investing my own money in trainings and certifications, and my career changed. Today, where I am standing, what am I doing is because of that investment I have made. Each year, I've made sure I will invest in something. Last year, I put my own money and went to the campus for the same reason. It's 8x, 10x money than the other certifications that I've done in the cybersecurity, but it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. And some of us will come with this not enlightenment. There is a different mindset. People say that if somebody invests, only then I will do. If organization will invest, they'll reimburse, only then I will do. You have to understand that organization is investing on you, not because they believe you are everything or you're the only person who can make it. Unless you believe that you can make it. So you have to invest in yourself. You have to take the first step and entitlement mindset. That's what I was looking for, not enlightenment. Entitlement mindset. So people say, I'm entitled to this. I'm entitled to this many number of leaves. I'm entitled to this much of money per annum to do this certification or training. Don't be in that entitlement mentality. If you are in that entitlement mentality, it might take another 5-10 years for you to upskill. So you are losing on the opportunity at hand and you are losing valuable time. So don't be there. Please start on day one and continuously look at how can you purposely learn, how can you unlearn and learn something new. Because the world is changing one day ahead of us, not years ahead of us anymore. Right? So whatever domains we have seen are behind us. It's not something that is going to happen. It is already happening. It's impacting our lives. Are you with me? Perfect. I think with that, that's what I believe in. Time for questions. I would love to take your questions. I think I'm on time. No questions? I'm not going to leave the place.
Asking
Just kidding. Please ask.
is a sign of a student.
So I have one question.
Please.
Like in cybersecurity.
Uh-huh.
So what is the extra things we are going to do? Like nowadays, I see like application security, infra security.
Hello?
Yeah, I can see infra security, application security, data security. A lot of area securities are there, and it was there earlier also, right? So now, what is like we are going to doing cyber security extra things? Top of that, what is there in earlier?
I think that's a great question. When I started working as an analyst, I think I was spending average 1 hour to work on an incident, process it, put data together, either escalate, work with the customer and close it. What changed right now? I think a lot of us are using machine learning algorithms that does most of the job in the backend for us and gives what you need to do. It could be as simple as make this change, report this change, notify this to customers so that they can commit something. So we have come that long, but the human element over there is the intelligence that we could use to correlate with something that is happening in the organization, which is not reported there. So not all the engines are integrated. So this is one big change that is going to happen, already happening in the organizations. AI is going to disrupt like crazy, right? So how do you, I mean, there is a place in the industry that everyone is talking about, AI for security, security for AI. So workloads, whether it be AI or non-AI, you have to secure them using cybersecurity. So today we don't have a whole lot of solutions that will help you to how to secure, right? So LLM security is still a use case that is not completely solved. Oh. So LLM security is not completely solved yet. So these are some of the areas I could point to. And oh yeah, thanks a lot for asking that. I also wanted to mention how the future is going to look like for cyber. So the traditional roles will be completely converted into cyber lawyer. So that's amalgamation between law and cyber. Cyber journalist, writing and cyber. Yeah, that will come to, it's a handy skill to have. Then I think cyber economists. So somebody good with finance, your skill is not going waste. You will be in high demand if you learn a technology like cyber. So cyber economists will completely define what organizations can think about investing into, what is the ROI, rate of, return on investment, right? So somebody, how business takes decision these days is basically, if they're purchasing a 1 crore rupees technology, they'll look at, can it help me do a 10 crore business? Or is it helping me only solve a problem of 50 lakhs? If it's a 50 lakhs, they'll not invest in a 1 crore investment. It's as simple as that. That's how entrepreneurs will take a call. So cyber economists will actually help solve this puzzle. How much are you investing into what business and what are the future potential? Using a whole lot of data analysis techniques, using heuristics, what happened in the past and looking at the future, they'll be able to tell you how much you should invest. So all these are going to disrupt. This is already happening. So for example, Brian Krebs. Brian Krebs is a cyber journalist. He writes, those of you in cyber, please follow Brian Krebs. Amazing writer about cyber challenges in the real world. What is happening with the latest hack? What happened at Mandate? What happened at any organization that got breached? Where was the last ransomware attack and all that? He talks about it. So he's a cyber journalist, right? There are so many cyber lawyers. I'm interacting with some of these lawyers in various communities. So they argue cases that are something that even I don't understand at times. I have to go back to basics, understand what he's talking about. And he's a lawyer who's coming with deep understanding of cybersecurity, the bit and byte level knowledge, not a superficial. He understands the depth of it. So that's how it is going to change.
Thank you. I think it will be more about like this hacker and all, right? Because normal security is already there. Because we see day to day how we like you can cloud or any data normally like masking and all. Normal people do this security and all, right?
Yeah.
But cyber security, what I feel more about like this hacker, how they are hacking this all top of that, even though we are applying the security and all, right? So again, they are able to have this all, right? So to understand that and to means like to avoid this kind of incident, I think that will be most important things. I think part of cybersecurity, what I feel.
Absolutely, I'll put it in simple terms. A hacker needs to win only once. An analyst need to win every day because he has a hard job to secure the environment. Hacker just need to penetrate once, and he's got the keys to the kingdom. So that's the hardest part. But at the same time, the attacks that we are seeing are getting very sophisticated. These days, I think they are getting keys to the kingdom. As simple as the key management in cloud is not being that greatly dealt with many organizations. Keys are leaked or keys are spoofed. You send a phishing email and you get the complete control of a system, and AWS keys are in plain text written on a notepad within your system. They got keys to the kingdom. They got user ID, password. They'll happily log into your S3 bucket. download all the data, upload it onto the dark web, deep web, sell it for dollars.
Yeah, many people do base 64 encoding means maximum I see. Even they don't go like this encryption algorithm like 26, like a lot of things are there, right? So normally they do base 64, they will keep. That is anyone can decrypt and do, right? So
Encryption is a whole different subject.
this is one of the things I'm.
That's going to be disrupted. I think we were talking about quantum this morning, and all bets are off when quantum starts.
Maximum people by default they go with base 64 and they keep it this, but this is not right way to do because anyone can decrypt
Absolutely.
this and do. So
Absolutely.
This is one of the things.
Yeah, sure. In the interest of time, I'll
No,
see if there are no questions. But thanks a lot for asking. Any other questions? Please.
Great ideas they are working on to understand what kind of a great work is happening around.
Specific to cyber or any other industry?
AI, cloud, and cyber, anything.
Okay. Absolutely. So I'm actually involved in advising one startup based out of T-Hub. T-Hub is an incubator, one of the largest incubators in the country. So this startup is essentially using AI to build marketing concepts. So marketing, basically how it works is based on the product you have that you want to place in the market, you have to create a concept. You have to target your audience. You have to understand your total market size, demographics, what age, what gender you will sell to. So there are different categories, right? So in that space, taking all this data and converting it into something actionable is very hard. So there is a startup which is actually working on feeding all this and generating a concept so that you can either make a print ad or copy it out of it, build a video and put on Facebook, Instagram ads and all that. So that's one recent thing I've seen. So there are several examples. I think everyone is trying to create something new, a category disruptor, something different, something unique. That's how it works. No problem. Any other questions? No questions? Please. Do we have time for that? Are we good?
How do you see the impact of AI on the sites?
Impact of AI on the cybersecurity. I think increasingly that space is becoming challenging. The way I earlier quoted, I think it's hard to draw a border logically for the data that you can process and the data that you cannot touch with AI. So security, more than security, I think privacy, confidentiality is at stake with AI. A lot of industries today are struggling with drawing that borderline between confidential data and something that can, the other data that can be used for business. You seem to be from data background. No? Okay, but still a great question. I think drawing that border is going to be the biggest challenge with AI. So any company that is solving or building a use case or any startup which is solving that specific requirement is going to disrupt the market. Did I answer your question? So it will be impacting. Already it has impacted and it will continue to be a challenging area. So there are solutions, there are segregations, there are bifurcations done, but logically it again is something, it's of a concern on the privacy and confidentiality.
What about this PI data, like personal information?
PII, that's right. Personally identifiable information is at stake increasingly with AI. I think yesterday or day before I was reading this article. OpenAI is basically asking the US government to have access to the entire data on the internet. So anything, any bit and byte that is going on the internet, nobody has control over it. So OpenAI is actually using that data for training. I don't know how many of you have seen this article, but OpenAI is trained on the open internet data, our data. And now they are seeking consent on it. So they have done it, they have done the offense and now seeking consent over it.
People, when they are,
That's the impact.
Never thought like we are giving our data and they never thought that data is misutilized. It's like something is happening in Facebook or anything, right?
Yeah.
See, we are giving a lot of personal information, but nobody knows what is happening behind it.
Absolutely. All right, any other questions?
Divakar is going to be there whole day with you, at least till lunch, and then you can
Absolutely.
connect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. That's my QR code. The moment you scan that, all your bank accounts are mine. Just kidding. That's my LinkedIn QR code. You can follow me. I write on various interesting things, whatever I'm learning, and you can follow me and stay connected. Thank you so much, everyone. You have been a wonderful crowd.
Thank you.